don't know if... Hold on a second. I think I have my settings off. For all of you who are listening, this is... Now that's a lot better. Wrong microphone option. This is YouTube video update for July 6th, 2017 for Politics Part 1. I am doing a... Oh, why did I even say that? Of course we're doing a YouTube update. I'm doing... Yeah, okay. Politics has become kind of comedic lately. I'm sort of, in this first part, going to mix social media with politics. I'm still going to have politics part, anti-social media part 2. Politics lately has been becoming kind of comedic with some people lately. Everyone is still crucifying Donald Trump. They're still claiming that he's a disappointment. They're still claiming that he's not doing a lot of things. Meantime, he's doing a lot more than the nigger who used to be in office, but is no longer in office because his 8 years is up. I'm finding that a lot of people are avoiding the subject like it's the plague. What I'm finding very funny is that everyone for the past over 17 years is willing to take part in an election, that they're too stupid to realize that the whole election actually is rigged. It has been set up since Reagan. Okay, now, most of you who have been paying attention to these updates, you know I'm an anti-American, but I'm a graceful, quietly protesting one. But as of late, I have been becoming kind of sarcastic about a lot of things. The thing is that makes me laugh is that now in present time, people are willing to crucify Donald Trump, and yet no one has said a damn thing about Obama. Okay? In a lot of ways, in a lot of small ways, a few people here and there have been bitching, but they're not bitching as much as they're bitching about Donald Trump. Okay? Donald Trump has solved more things in 6 months than Obama has done in 8 years. Yet no one is willing to admit that. No one is willing to admit the guy is trying to block the borders off from terrorism, created an executive order for it, and Congress and Senate have no power over an executive order, and now over someone blocking it. So, people are bitching about Donald Trump, but yet no one's bitching about how much shit that the Kenyan nigger Obama has caused. He's living in his own fenced house, but yet he has not created a wall like everyone mocks Donald Trump with to save the country. Now, the thing that makes me laugh is that now in chat rooms, which is, like I said before, I'm going to mix anti-social media with politics somewhat. The thing I'm finding comedic is that when you go to certain chat rooms, people are willing to advertise national political holidays. They are willing to advertise voting. Some places yes, some places no. But yet, the minute you bring up the subject of politics, everyone avoids it like the plague. And the thing I'm finding comedic is that everyone is willing to vote for the bastard communists to be in office, but yet no one is willing to discuss the act of putting the communists in office. So, they're willing to take part in fucking the country up, but they're not willing to talk about the act of fucking the country up. This past week, everyone is crucifying Chris Christie for, quote-unquote, closing the whole entire beach off and not letting one on it, and talking about not letting a budget go through for New Jersey. Okay? This is how comedic things are, which is why everyone avoids politics in itself as the plague. Everyone is willing to crucify Chris Christie for supposedly closing a beach off with his own family, yet no one is willing to talk about the facts of him, in reality, sitting on a beach that is actually of his own private property. So in other words, those of you who do actually know what a beach house is, it is a house that you buy on the beach, who is bought by the private taxpayer. So an actual definition of a beach house is a part of a beach that is bought by the individual, which actually has a house that is bought on the private area of the beach that the person has bought. So in other words, in layman's terms, Chris Christie bought a piece of the beach that has a house that is built on it that he actually bought, which means the beach that he's on, the spot on the beach that he was lunging on, was owned by him, which, technically speaking, which is what a lot of people don't want to actually talk about, according to politics, is that the part of the beach that he actually bought is his own private property. Meaning, those of you who own a house, those of you who own a piece of property, know that when you own that piece of property, it is owned by you, which is considered private property, which is, in technical terms, owned by you, which no one has the right to go on. But everyone who wants to avoid politics like it's a plague doesn't want to admit that. So yesterday, while I was in a couple of chat rooms, one person brings up Chris Christie, and one person brings up Donald Trump. I say, Chris Christie did not close off the beach and block it from everyone. He's on his own private property. But, according to some liberals, that does not want to be discussed because it's talking about the facts, not the false information that is interpreted by the liberal U.S. media. So that's the comedic thing. Yes, at night, in another chat room, someone else brought the aspect of, Trump's a disappointment. Trump's not the disappointment. The nigger from Kenya, who wasn't even born in the U.S., who was previously in office, was the big disappointment. He was the one who created over 900 illegal and unconstitutional executive orders. He was the one who fucked everything up within 3 weeks. Everyone is willing to say, a lot of the liberals are willing to say that Donald Trump is the disappointment. But the minute you say Donald Trump is not the disappointment, considering he's creating progress, Barack Hussein Obama, who was originally born in Kenya, was the one who was the big disappointment. Now some people will say that yes, they bitched about Obama. They did not bitch about Obama. They only bitched about the injustices that were done by him. They never actually bitched about him. They never actually bitched about the fact that he left the borders open for terrorism to happen. They never actually bitched about Obama. They never mentioned Obama's name. They just bitched about politics in general. So, liberals are willing to use Donald Trump as an excuse about the things that Obama fucked up on. Okay? 2 weeks ago, people on Twitter were talking about Donald Trump not visiting Manchester when there was a bombing. Now, the reality of it is, Donald Trump has a lot more important things to do than make a second trip to Manchester, England. Just because a few celebrities who come from England and are visiting England want to bitch and want to get their attention. Donald Trump has too much shit to take care of. Donald Trump has 8 years worth of shit that Obama has done to take care of, to worry about where liberals want him to go. Now, as a self-confessed openly anti-American, I say, stop bitching about Donald Trump and start saying what Donald Trump is actually doing to create progress. Example, closing the borders off. Everyone is willing to crucify Donald Trump as being an acclaimed disappointment, but yet no one's complaining about Obama leaving the borders open to help terrorists come into the country. No one is bitching about Obama letting the illegals come in to override the country of the highest rate of welfare and unemployment. So before all the liberals start taking everyone's freedom of speech away from them just because they don't want to talk about how they're fucking the country up, talk about what you will do to make someone like me have more faith in the country and the government and its people. Or shall I say in more technical terms, it's liberal Democrats. Do something. Tell me what you're going to do to impress me. Tell me what you're going to do to make me know that people in this country are going to make things for the better. I want to hear someone say, not what they claim they're going to do about that congressman. I want someone to impress me by saying, we're going to over-bombard the Pentagon and the White House and Congress by telling them what the people need. Considering that's what your Constitution says. We the people. So, impress me by being educated. That's the whole thing. We're going to go off into politics into anti-social media part 2.